Hey guys, E10 here from Sunbros, and today I am really excited to be presenting you guys with the very last of our existing hero quick look videos. Here at the Sunbros channel, we worked really hard over the last couple months to ensure that we were able to pump out a hero quick look video for every single hero that is currently in the game, including all the ones that have come out since the NA launch date. And I am proud to announce that this video on Omega is going to be the very last one in that series. We'll of course launch hero quick look videos on every new hero that comes out, but we no longer have any existing heroes that are pending to have videos made for them. We're really excited about that, but without further ado, let's talk about Omega.
I can't believe we've overlooked this week's winner for so very long. We simply could not function without his tireless efforts. So, a round of applause for this inanimate carbon rod.
Omega is a class tank, rural control. As you guys can see in the bottom left, his constitution is nearly maxed out. Everything else is average to below average. And let's start with his passive demolition mode. Omega's abilities deal full damage to structures. His first ability, guardian mode, when activated, Omega gains a damage absorption shield and increases his movement speed for 5 seconds. The next normal attack deals extra physical damage and knocks targets into the air briefly. His second ability, crash mode, Omega charges forward, dealing physical damage to enemies and stunning them. And last is Omega's ultimate, exterminate. Omega continuously strikes at nearby enemies, dealing a bunch of magic damage on each hit. I say a bunch very loosely. Alright guys, and next we're going to be moving into the pros and cons of Omega, and before we get into it, I want to give you guys fair warning that Omega is a really bland hero without a whole lot going on to him. He's generally considered one of the worst heroes in the game, and therefore we only have 2 pros and 2 cons as opposed to our usual 3 or 4 of each, because there's not really a whole lot to say about Omega. So let's start off with his pros. These are things that are his strengths, things that you're going to want to take advantage of if you're playing as him, and things you're going to want to avoid or try to stop if you're playing against him. His first pro is that he hits towers with all his abilities. As his passive reads, Omega's abilities deal full damage to structures. So Omega can actually ult and do all of his abilities as well as auto attacks to structures. So he's actually very good at killing towers. His second pro is that he has okay crowd control. It's not bad, but it's not great, and I would say it's probably not much of a game changer. His first ability very briefly knocks targets into the air. It doesn't last very long, it isn't super strong, and his second ability stuns enemies as he charges forward. That's kind of really the gist of his pros, and let's move on to his cons, which are his weaknesses, things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing as him, and things you're going to want to take advantage of or exploit if you're playing against him. His first con is that Omega doesn't have an identity. He's not really a tank because he's easily the worst main tank in the world by a mile, and generally because of his passive, people would consider him a good split pusher, but he's not really that either because he has a terrible lane clear. Now obviously once he finally gets to towers, he's able to knock them down pretty quickly, but without being able to push out lanes in a speedy manner, being a split pusher is not really worthwhile. So he can't tank, he can't off tank, he doesn't do damage, and he's really not effective as a split pusher because of the fact that his wave clear is so bad. His second con is that Omega is pretty much trash to the team. I'm trying to be really gentle and not bash Omega, but he truly is just an abysmal hero in this game and has very little to offer that's of any benefit. Like I said, the ability to hit towers is nice, but it's inconsequential for a guy who's incapable of split pushing lanes because he has such bad wave clear. He's not really a tank. His crowd control is okay, but nothing you want to write home about. In fact, most tanks and warriors have much better crowd control than he does. So really, that's kind of the main con to Omega, is that he doesn't bring you anything in a 1v1 basis, and he definitely doesn't bring you anything to your team that's worthwhile. It's one of the reasons why I recommend essentially nobody plays Omega, because even out of some of the worst heroes in the game, you can find a reason to play them and want to utilize them, but unfortunately, Omega leaves me scratching my head as somebody that I wouldn't suggest anyone to play for any reason. In fact, when it comes to my team in AoV, instead of Omega, I'd much rather have one of these.
Hey, what is that? It's an inanimate carbon rod!
Oh, they were just about to show some close-ups of the rod.
Alright guys, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check out our other hero quick look videos, our top 5s, and our Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday night live streams. I hope you guys enjoy the hero quick look videos, and you will enjoy to continue to see the ones for all the new heroes that come out. But thanks for taking the journey with us and getting to learn a little bit more about each of the heroes in our amazing game, Arena Valor. Thanks for watching guys, and as always, till next time.